Good evening, Texas bikers, bikers all across the nation and the world. This is Texas Biker Radio News. Sons of Liberty Riders MC, our sponsor. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on today and stuff we're going to get to. But you know, today we eliminated some more mosquito fleet, 7 of them again, from what I understand. But the thing we want to point out with these guys and in this cartoon that we created, so the mosquito fleet meets our Apaches. Oh, yeah. And look, in the chat is the Mercy Cycle Show, I think it is, 1418. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Anyway, let's get back to this. In our cartoon, the mosquito fleet meets our Apaches. So we got all these low-ranking IRGC members that they send out in these small boats, maybe with some big Evinrudes or Mercury engines on them or something. Maybe 2 engines, maybe 3. Who knows? But anyway, they're supposed to be fast, but they're not fast enough because they get eliminated. But the one thing is for sure, everybody, the one thing that is for sure is that the leaders of the IRGC are never on these boats. So they're sending what OG calls the low-hanging fruit out to commit suicide is what it is. So what we understand, they sunk 7 more today. And our Apaches are up there and other aircraft and ships that are defending the freedom of navigation in the Hormuz Straits. Like we said, IRGC leaders send others to die. Then they claim victory. Oh, yeah, they're up there. Oh, look what we did. Look what we did. We sent some small boats out up against destroyers, Apaches, our aircraft, and our drones that are monitoring the coastline 24/7. So yeah, keep sending them. And maybe, just maybe, they'll turn on their leaders and it's like the Ayatollahs and the mullahs. They want to indoctrinate young people so they'll go out and die for their cause. And that's eventually what will happen. Real leaders lead. Real warriors protect. And America delivers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So let me get back into the screen here. I could have put myself in that picture, but hey. And you know, the leaders, these Ayatollahs, after these mosquito fleets get sunk, then they say, well, what another excellent victory. Yeah. So young people are being sent out to die for nothing, is what happens. The Iranians marched back during the Iranian and Iraq War. The Iranians marched children, and I mean young children, not even in their teens. They walked them through the minefields in front of their troops. They lost a generation of kids. You go die, I don't want to. You never see them, and many of them are fleeing now, heading to Canada, heading to the UK, and they're welcoming them with open arms. What the hell is wrong with them? What is it? But today, at the White House press briefing, I'm sorry. So what happens at the White House press briefing? Marco Rubio's got a new job. He's got a new job. He's now the press secretary for the White House, taking the place of the young lady that's just had a baby, who's on maternity leave now. So Rubio is up for the job of taking on the press corps. Rubio is sharp as hell. Yes, he is. You may be looking at another president following Trump. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. He is sharp. So Rubio got the new job. And of course the press corps made up of a bunch of idiots, mainly liberal idiots, who asked the most stupid, asinine questions. And there's some of them are there in our captions. Mr. Rubio, will aliens tax us? Should we bring back disco? I mean, today at times, Rubio, when he was talking, he was kind of laughing. He called it chaos, is what he did. So, yeah. So he got a new title. And like I said, more chaos, same Rubio. He's Secretary of State and now White House Press Secretary. He's a great multitasking person. And these are not the toughest reporters. It's the dumbest reporters. You just about can't take it when you listen to these reporters who are always trying to get them into a trap. Whether it's Rubio or Caroline. Yeah. But I want to point out another thing that's been brought up today is this damn judge. So the shooter at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, we have a judge, Zia M. Farugi, whatever it is, a big lib who happens to be a judge, and how he got there, God knows how, probably during the Obama administration or maybe Biden. They planted these judges everywhere. And they hate Trump. But now the judge is upset that he was on a suicide watch. The judge was upset that he didn't have a jail cell with windows. The judge was upset that he didn't have a Bible. When was a Democrat ever worried about a Bible? And he didn't have a phone so he could call his loved ones. He was on a suicide watch for a reason, because when he never expected to survive his plot. He thought he was going to die. So they put him in a cell. He's on a suicide watch. That means he's in a cell where they can watch him. So we got a judge that's going to be soft pedaling. Who knows? He might even get his sentence reduced. This judge should not be even close after those kind of remarks that he said. The man tried to kill somebody. He's a killer. He should never see the light of day again, period. He cannot be transformed into a great citizen. And the first thing that any convict does is get religion. They go to church. They try to be an outstanding convict, jailbird, whatever. So the guy tried to kill the president. That's what he wanted to do. But he was kind of stupid. And yes, I say he's stupid because he's ruined his life. Then again, maybe he's going to thrive in prison. If he gets there, some judge doesn't find some reason to release him, like Democrats have been doing all over the country. So Democrats now are the party of the outlaws, not outlaws, that's not the right name, of illegal aliens that are criminals. So yeah, they're the party of the illegal immigrant, the party of the immigrants, period. Because you better never hope these people get back in power again, because if they do, the constitutional republic will be gone as fast as it came. Probably faster. Because this is what they want to do. They want a one-party system, a socialist system. That has never worked, really. The only reason Russia is not in the pits is because of oil. Period. And just think about it. Just think about Iran. They're talking about $500 million a day that they're losing out on. Let me tell you, if they are still in charge at the end of this, they would rebuild quick. No, they won't spend the money on their citizens. They'll try and rebuild their empire again. That's what they'll do. They'll go right back at it. Right back. There's got to be a regime change, period. That needs to happen. Just my opinion. So then, I don't know if you caught. Well, I don't watch 60 Minutes anymore. But this Leslie gal 60 Minutes. It's not what it used to be. Not in the days of the 60s or 70s. We had people that were not anti-America, who was putting out a narrative like this one. Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes. She took on the Cajun Navy, who are real heroes. They get results. FEMA may show up late, real late, if at all, especially like it was under the Biden administration. And the Cajun Navy say, hey, when a disaster happens, there's no time to wait. But Leslie says critics say volunteers like the Cajun Navy are getting in the way of government rescuers like FEMA. So she's all about the government, who has proven time and time again they're not up for the task. And there's Lane Splitter. How you doing, bud? Yes. Yep, everything's good. We went to Strokers on Sunday, had a great time. Yep. So anyway, Leslie is now talking about, well, all these groups may be white supremacists. Now, they always have to bring that out, even though there's really no proof nowadays that white supremacy is really a thing. But they sure want you to think so. So what Leslie didn't talk about was the SPCLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, funded by you maybe. They were actually protecting the extremists. They've been exposed for what they are. They've been caught funding the people they call extremists so they could bitch about them. So could turn around and say something on TV about these people that are not really doing anything other than acting up for the Southern property. I'll get it straight in a minute. Southern Poverty Law Center. Oh, God. So they were funding, like the KKK and whatever else, and some people that want to get out there, they're being paid. They're being paid. That's been exposed. And why she wanted to go after the Cajun Navy, I have no, what, just because they're from Louisiana and the South? Would that be what it is? What she can do is she can go to hell. And you shouldn't be watching that channel. I don't. I hadn't watched it in many, many years because I know what they are. I know what they've turned into. But right now, let's get back to Iran for a minute. We want to know who the hell's in charge? Who's in charge? They're splintered. They're in a circular firing squad. If you look to the left of the cartoon, the IRGC say we call the shots. The parliament, made up of mullahs, a bunch of terrorist mullahs that want young people to go die. Not them, no. Matter of fact, there's a bunch of them ran off to Canada and the UK, like I said. And then, of course, we've got the cardboard Ayatollah that nobody's seen. And the president of Iran, who has no authority at all. And then over to the right, you have the people of Iran. They're ready to take their country back away from the IRGC, away from the mullahs, away from the ayatollahs. Let me tell you, if they manage to rise up and have some weapons, they will take care of these people quick because they're pissed. They're pissed. And right now the rumors are they have weapons. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. And I'm going to show you two characters right now. I was going to do this last, but I want to do it now. I want to do it now. Here we go, everybody. These guys, they're actually hoping our country, our military, loses this war. They hope we lose. And really, these people, in my heart, I believe these are foreign agents. Just think about it. Along with Crazy Bernie and others. Bernie's a Chinese wonk. But these guys are actually hoping, and they're working to try and give the IRGC a lifeline. I believe they're foreign agents. And I believe most of the Democratic Party are, outside of Fetterman. That's Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. They're doing everything they can to cause chaos and pushing out a narrative that it's okay to kill conservatives and the president. They're doing this all the time, 24/7. How are all these people, especially on the Democratic side, and I think some on the Republican side too, are rich? Chuck Schumer's been in the Senate for so fucking long. He needs to go. But yet, Democrats keep putting him in office. And now Democrats have turned into a bunch of lunatics too. And they're working for these foreign agents. My opinion. That's my opinion. YouTube won't like this. They won't like it at all. This is the reason Trump cannot trust the Senate, the Congress, on the liberal side, the Democratic side, because they would leak. And yes, some Republicans would too. These people want to destroy this country. They want to destroy and divide the people. They want to protect the IRGC. And they definitely want to obstruct Trump. You don't need to see with binoculars to see what they're doing. And they're all getting funding from Source, from Qatar, from China, and Iran and other nefarious countries and organizations. They want globalism. Think about it. You don't want to put these characters back in charge. They will unravel the constitutional republic quickly. And one last thing before I go. 17,000 jobs lost. Elizabeth Warren takes a sledgehammer to Spirit Airlines in 2022. She did this shit. She was the main leader and got the DOJ, Biden DOJ, to squash the deal that would have helped Spirit Airlines to continue. And of course, now at 2026, 17,000 jobs are gone. That's wrong there in the cartoon. It's not 2022. That's when she did the blocking, when she took the sledgehammer to it. This was just, what, a week ago? 17,000 jobs gone. Passengers left stranded. Major companies merge all the time. Major companies have gotten bailouts again and again and again on our dime. Banks and so on, even in your local cities, desperate for maybe an NFL franchise, holds the city hostage because they want a new stadium, because they want skyboxes. They did it here in Arlington. It happens again and again. It's happening now. Again. With another city that's trying to take away the Mavericks in Dallas. What do the Mavericks want? A new facility. Maybe more suites. Stuff like that. The cities are held hostage. And the cities will comply. No matter what we say or what our thoughts is, they'll find some way to gerrymander everything, the vote, like they do. They do it all the time. And David, you're right. Follow the money. That will tell you who they really work for. That's true. And you know, I would have thought by now that our DOJ, but it wasn't happening under Pam Bondi. There should be some politicians in jail. How about politicians in Minnesota, in California, and other places all across the country? Bernie Sanders, a lunatic, rich as hell. And you know, the latest, the squad, everybody needs to look into them. Somalis. Let me tell you what's going on in the UK, and we'll be talking about this later. They're in deep, deep shit. And Spain is going to be in deep shit because they just said they're going to bring in 1 million more immigrants. They're out of their fucking minds. And we can't get rid of the bad ones without some liberal judge or some bunch of crazies running around out there like they did in New York at that hospital. Oh, and here in the next couple of days, we're going to be talking about the guys on the motocross bikes and four-wheelers taking over, I think it's Connecticut. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. That may have been Oakland. I'm not sure. I'll look it up, though. I just saw it briefly before I came on. But, yeah. They were taking over a bridge. That may have been Oakland, I think. Yeah. I don't know whether you guys in the chat line saw that. Yeah, they took over a bridge, and a bunch of them get arrested. I think they confiscated a whole bunch of motocross bikes. Oh, yeah. I have a feeling they're not going to get them back. That's what's happening. Anyway, hey, we'll see you on the next one, and subscribe so you'll know when we come on. We just come on nowadays just willy-nilly, and we'll try and do Thursday night, me and OG, and we'll talk over everything. Have a great night.